Happy Halloween, guys. I think Owen needs some coffee.
No, I'm just playing Poxwalkers today.
Anvil of War! Battle report! Kill team! Death God versus Inquisition!
Hey guys, we're here on Halloween with a special Kill Team Battle Report designed by our very own Adam. There's going to be a two-part series, but we're starting today with a Kill Team portion that we'll talk about a little bit before we get into the game.
Yeah, so it's basically going to be a two-part mini-campaign. We're going to kick it off integrating a Kill Team scenario and then have it build into a bigger battle, an actual 40k battle. So we're starting off, we're here on, what is it, Taedius Landing? Taedius Landing. And we have a bit of a scenario involving just Poxwalkers.
Yep.
And the Death Guard guy wants to throw how many Poxwalkers on the table?
30. So the mission today is going to be called Night of the Living Pox. Some special rules include that the Poxwalkers are the only unit that I'll be running. Kill Team is usually only 20 per roster, but we've kind of gone ahead and just said 30 Poxwalkers just to make it a little more interesting. The Poxwalkers are also immune to morale, so we've kind of brought the mindless special rule from the Codex into the game just because it's silly if the Kill Team breaks because they're mindless, you know, they're not actually scared of anything.
There's a couple other bonuses that you're going to have in the sense that he is going to be able to nominate one of his Poxwalkers to be a leader, and he's also... you can choose to do that.
Yep.
And then he also has the ability to nominate multiple zealots or combat specialists within his kill team as well. So just kind of balance the odds a little bit since you're just running a bunch of zombies, basically. Yep. So, yeah, and we have an Inquisitional Stormtrooper squad that's been deployed to basically check out what's going on in a comm station on this planet.
Deldrak
Prime.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going into the comm station to find out why this distress signal was sent. And the Inquisition has already landed outside of the city. Inquisitor Greyfax has hand-selected a crack team of Scions to go in and find out what's going on.
Yeah, so the victory conditions are the Scions have to get inside the building, the comm station. We've included the two separate kill team kill zones. So you have just your standard in the streets. And then we've included from the Rogue Trader box the interior close quarters kind of map. Now to win the game, the Inquisition have to end the game basically in control of one of the control panels inside the comm station with the control towers. This will get the signal out and basically call for aid to the Imperium in our greater battle report that'll be coming down the road hopefully soon. So the Poxwalkers are going to be deploying differently over 3 separate turns. Because it's 30 Poxwalkers, we've just divided it into 3 10 units. Well, they all act individually because it's Kill Team, but there's 10 Poxwalkers in each wave. The first wave is going to deploy inside the comms building, so these guys are going to be scattered throughout, and they have to be 5 inches apart. So we can't just like group them all together in one room. They're going to be spread out throughout the building. In the second turn, the Poxwalkers will be arriving from one random board edge on the exterior of the building. This is kind of representing the civilian zombies that are drawn to the Valkyrie landing and just like the activity in the area. These Poxwalkers are only going to be able to move on from the board edge. They're not actually going to be able to charge because Kill Team works a little different and your charge is in the movement phase. And we're just kind of representing the Poxwalkers moving onto the map. So they won't be able to charge in the turn that they arrive. In turn 3, the sewer lids are represented as the last deployment zone, so the Poxwalkers are going to be kind of coming up from the Undercity. This is going to be a D3 roll where they arrive and they group together on these sewer lids. Again, we'll probably skip out on them being able to charge because they were just like climbing a ladder, you know, doing their thing with the
Yeah, they can make a regular move from the board edge or from any basically entry point onto the table.
Yeah, okay. So that's it.
We also have the Fresh Pox special rule, which is basically the Poxwalkers can only declare charges against models that they can draw line of sight to at the beginning of the movement phase. So obviously, if there's a wall or something in between the model, there's no instinctive charges. It's got to be like your Poxwalkers see it and then they attack.
Okay, let's go check out the kill teams.
So leading the squad of Inquisitional Storm Troopers, aka Scions, we have a Tempestor. He's got a chainsword and hotshot las pistol, and he is the leader of this kill team. We also have a Tempestus Scion with comms, and he's also rocking the Voxcaster, modeled appropriately. We've got a Scion Gunner. He's got a hotshot volley gun, and he has the heavy specialist. We have a Scion Gunner. He's got a plasma gun, and he's rocking the sniper specialism. We've got 4 standard Tempestus Scions. They're just standard loadout, rocking the hotshot las gun. And then we have a Scion Gunner with hotshot volley gun. So he'll have a heavy weapon, but he hopefully won't be doing too much moving. He'll leave that to the heavy specialist.
So not much of a kill team, but a horde of zombies. This is the Night of the Living Pox all together in one shot. So 30 zombies. As we said, we're going to be deploying them in 3 separate groups. So they've been divided into 3 groups of 10. On the farthest left, you can see the Imperial Guard. They're going to be the ones that are kind of the remaining soldiers who are in the comms tower and have now become the undead. They include the leader model, who's the guy with the las pistol and the knife, I think, and a combat specialist. In the other 2 groups, we're going to have 2 zealots. So the guy with the banner with the hands on it, and then the eviscerated half zombie. He's also going to be a zealot, who's like, if you've ever seen, I forget which zombie movie that is, but the one that runs on like the monkey bars and it has no legs. That was what he's kind of inspired from. So big shout out to Donald Neely from Idle Hands Painting Studios. He actually painted up all these zombies, and I was just lucky enough to give them a home. So check out his stuff if you can. He's a good dude.
So for the deployment, I wanted to kind of make it look like the squad had kind of jumped out and are reacting to the fact that there's 0 life signatures coming from inside the building in the comm station, which is kind of weird because there should be somebody in there. So they've deployed on the landing pad. We have the regular Scion Gunner with the hotshot volley gun. He's kind of taking up Overwatch, watching over the approach into the building for the rest of the guys. The comms guy is sitting near the Valkyrie, also on the pad. He's sticking close to the regular gunner, and then we have a normal Scion up on the landing pad as well. He's just going to hang out again, just provide some Overwatch. Then we have the leader, the plasma specialist, and 1 normal Scion set up within 3 inches of the pillars, and then now within 3 inches of the pillars. I just realized that I kind of stretched that a little bit. And then we have the heavy specialist with 2 normal Scions taking up the other side. So they're going to be making their approach to the building. These are the guys that are going to be going in, two small teams of 3, with the other guys again providing Overwatch and watching their backs.
I mean, we got zombies just deployed everywhere inside the building. There was absolutely no thought to doing it. We just did it.
So yeah, again, we've mentioned that in this scenario, there's a special rule that in the first stage of the deployment, 33% of his kill team has to be deployed within the building, and of those 33%, they can't be within 5 inches of each other. Can't be within 5 inches of each other. It is so random. So random. All right, so they are scattered throughout. And yeah, they can't actually charge. We should add also, they can't charge anything that they do not have line of sight to at the beginning of the movement phase. So impeding walls, etc., are going to be a factor inside. And that's just to kind of represent the fact that they've been chilling in that building for a little while. everybody's turned into a zombie. So now we, when the Scions break down the door, they're going to be sort of reacting to the movement and the fresh bodies coming in. That there's actually some life amongst them again.
Turn 1!
2d6 for the initiative. Are the zombies fast?
Are you
rolling 12 right off the bat?
okay? I don't even know why I rolled.
Scions.
Yeah.
So at the start of the battle, we are going to be doing the Grandfather's Blessing. Use this tactic at the start of the first battle round. Pick a model from your kill team and roll a d6. I'm going to choose my combat specialist here. On a 1, that model is found unworthy and suffers d3 mortal wounds. However, on a 2+, you add 1 to hit and wound rolls for the model until the end of the battle. You can only use this tactic once. So I'm just going to try right now to roll a 2 up. And I get it. So he gets +1 to hit and wound rolls for the battle.
Whoa!
And he's hungry.
That's the leader?
No, he's the combat specialist.
Oh yeah, great.
Alright, so the zombies just kind of shuffled around inside. We opened a bunch of doors for ourselves so we can see things, but I mean, can't really hide. We're not really looking to hide. We're zombies, so the zombies are just going up and opening doors right now. They're remembering their old lives. They're trying to go about their daily tasks, and they don't really remember what they were. This guy got really anxious, and he's just running along this back corridor. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't think he knows either.
No. And that's about it. So there's no real tactics to this one. You can just kind of look around and see that the zombies all just kind of shuffled. There was no charges, there was no ready ups, there was no anything other than movements and 1 advance.
All right, so everybody that was on had already got off the the landing pad, and Valkyrie is advancing towards the door. We're moving in towards the comm station. We got to get in there and find out what's going on, and we can't win the game if we don't do that. So we are all moving in towards the station. So I should also mention he originally rolled a 1, and I used a command reroll to tactic reroll to reroll his advance roll, and then he rolled a 4. And then we have 3 guys that all readied up. I know it's kind of pointless, but they're readied up. They're firing. They're ready for Overwatch. Nobody's going to be moving on until the start of turn 2. So really hoping to get some initiative going for next turn, because that's really going to be a big factor. If I don't get initiative for turn 2, it might get very, very sticky very fast. We're going to get overwhelmed by just the sheer bodies. So at the moment, all there is separating these 2 kill teams is that 1 door. Let's move on to turn 2.
Turn 2!
Rolling a 6.
Oh, where's the 12 now?
Half of what I got.
Ah!
Ooh, a nice tie.
Reroll.
Okay, here, I was just warming up
I
there.
shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have chirped you.
You got cocky.
I know.
Oh! No, close.
No.
How is it zombies are getting initiative?
So at the end of the movement phase for the Death Guard, all the Poxwalkers keep shuffling towards the entranceway because they hear the Valkyrie's engines outside. They can hear the footsteps coming towards the comms door, but they don't remember how to open the door to get out. They don't remember the password.
So one of the Scions, the unlucky guy, drew the short straw, and he's running up to the door to try to open it at the end of the movement phase. The rest of the team that's on the ground kind of took up points, and they're just basically getting ready to give some covering fire, depending on what happens with that doorway. They're readying themselves, and they're readying to react to any threats. And the 3 gentlemen up on the landing pad all readied up, because it's really important that I get to shoot before Owen's Poxwalkers, because everybody knows how dangerous Poxwalker shooting can be. So they're all readied up, completely irrelevant. In this entire game, readying is completely irrelevant, but we're doing it anyways, just because
They're ready.
they're ready.
Yeah.
They're really ready.
Okay, so at the end of the movement phase, the civilian Poxwalkers from the Hive City, they're starting to arrive. They're starting to pop up. and we're going to see what edges they arrive from. So on a 1 to 3, they're going to arrive over on that side, and a 4 to 6, they'll be arriving nearest the dice tray here. So let's do our first zombie here. He's coming in. He's coming in here.
On B.
A lot of the zombies arrived, 8 zombies out of the 10. 8 zombies out of the 10 arrived from this side. As you can see, they've just kind of grouped up. They're going to be moving in there that way because they smell the scions. The other 2 zombies, they're going to go down in behind the storage crates. They've sniffed the Valkyrie, and they're moving in on the crew there, so no one is safe. Now let's see.
Oh yes, yes.
The struggle for the door. Now the zombies have piled up on the other side. It might get stuck here unless the scion gives it a good strong boot.
So yeah, to represent the fact that it kind of doesn't make sense for zombies to be holding a door closed, we're gonna say that the bodies they're like leaning up against the door, even though the door opens the other way. But
it's okay.
Don't worry about that, guys. Let's move on. So basically,
because physics.
Because physics. So they're trying to keep the door closed with their bodies pressing up against it, and he's trying to open it. So what do we do here, Owen?
How fat are these zombies is the real question. So the weight of the zombies is a 4.
Oh no!
Couldn't breach the bunker yet.
Nope. So we're going to move on to the shooting phase, which is going to be specifically just me. We're going to pop off the heavy specialist is going to use the stratagem to give him an extra shot. So he's actually going to be firing 5 shots now. He is within 12 inches of all the frontline guys. So he's actually going to fire 2 shots into this guy, 2 shots into this guy, and 1 into that guy, assuming there's no cover intervening, which there is. So actually he's going to do 2 into this guy, 3 into this guy. We're going to do the first 3 shots. So now he is within half range, so there's no minus for that.
Yeah.
So he's hitting on 3s. 2 hits. And toughness is 3, so strength 4. So we're looking for 3s. That's 1 wound.
We just got discussing resilience. Damage 1?
Damage 1.
Oh.
So...
it's just damage 1. So
yeah, so injury roll.
Injury roll. He's good. He's flesh wounded.
Correct. So the other 2 shots going into the guy beside him. So 1 hit. And looking for 3. 1 wound.
5 ups. Oh day. No.
No. So what happens? Injury roll.
That zombie's also just chunks of them flying off.
Chunks of them flying off.
That was the guy beside him there?
Yep. Correct. So then we have, then we'll go over to the sniper specialist. He's also going to fire into those front 2. He's going to rapid fire. He's in rapid fire range, so he's got 2 shots. He's going to overcharge the plasma because he's rerolling 1s, and hope to God I don't kill myself here. And then we're also going to be using the sniper stratagem, so I'm down another command point, but that is going to make me hit on 2. So hitting on 2 is rerolling 1s. 2 hits. And we're going to wound on a 2. 2 wounds. So that is D3 damage, 2 damage apiece.
Fails.
First guy's dead.
2 damage goes through, meaning you get to roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
The out of action thing. Picking the highest here. He's
down.
Zombie down.
And the second one, nope. And he's out of action.
He's gone too.
So he's turning. He's gonna fire at the one guy straight ahead of him. So it's over half range, so looking for 4s, and it's with the hotshot volley gun or hotshot las gun. Sorry. Nope. This guy. So he's gonna fire at the buddy that's gnawing on the foot, looking for 4s. It hits. Oof. Looking for 4s. Nope. Oof. Last Scion, he's 18 inches away also, so he's going to fire at, he'll fire at this guy right here. So looking for 4s to hit. Nope. Scion up here, he's firing at the guy eating the foot, so now he's over half range, and he's also obscured, so looking for a 5.
5 to hit.
Nope. Brutal. So next we're going to be doing the Voxcaster. 5s. Nope. And then last we're going to do the Scion Gunner. He's going to shoot at the foot guy and then the guy with the arm missing. He's going to split his shots, so he's got 4 shots total. And then the comm specialist is going to give him the +1. So he's within 6 inches, so he's getting the +1 to hit. So looking for, you're obscured and you're over half range. It's 4 shots total, so we'll be down to 5s, but it's back up to 4s. So first 2 shots going on Buddy Eating the Foot. Looking for 4s. 1 hit. Strength 4, so looking for 3+, and it wounds. And we're looking for a disgustingly resilient. Nope. And what happens?
Which one was it? The foot boy?
Foot boy. And the other 2 shots, targeting the guy without the arm. 4 still. 1 hit. Looking for 3s. No. I'm going to use a command point to reroll that. And it wounds.
Got him.
So, disgustingly resilient. Yeah, he's good.
The Poxwalkers are still all there inside the comms tower, but Adam's managing to thin them out on the ground outside, so we're going to go into turn 3 and there's going to be more Poxwalkers showing up.
Turn 3!
Fast zombies. Oh my goodness, 11.
What's going on with this initiative?
Okay,
Oh.
Zombies are back.
The fastest zombies ever!
The bloody medic. He's going to try to open the door because he's just going to stay stationary in his turn.
We're going to let him open the door. This is going to get crazy. We're going to let him open the door.
So that's his turn. He's just holding onto the door for everybody else. Okay, we're going to start some charge attacks right now because we got 2 zombies who can charge. This one could charge him, and this guy can charge him. So, the zombies' turn, they got the initiative again.
Yeah, they did.
They're fast. I don't know what's going on. They've been laying low
They're hungry,
for a bit.
man.
But
They're hungry.
the door opened, the stench of decay poured into the streets, and they could hear the cries of the Scions outside trying to communicate. So everybody's surging towards the door. We're trying to play thematically here. The leader and this random zombie advancing towards the doors. In the middle, there's a huge mess. We managed to get a couple charges off because when the door opened, 2 of the zombies were able to charge. Unfortunately, only one of them actually made it to combat. So this guy here managed to get in on the Scion. This guy got a charge, but that Scion ended up falling back, so he was out of charge range. Everybody else is just kind of advancing. This guy had to stay behind because he had to open the door. And then all of these zombies have started, well, they all attempted to charge, but they were all within 12-inch range, but all of them failed. So it is what it is. They didn't take any overwatch though because the pistol on this guy is only 6 inches and that guy had fallen back, so he couldn't actually do any overwatch at that point. So it was kind of I mean, most of them didn't move beyond their movement value, so it is what it is. The zombies that had come in from the other edge last turn managed to get some advance rolls and sprint up onto the Valkyrie landing pad, surprising the Scions who were kind of providing overwatch for their friends down below. We haven't yet done the sewer zombies. They're coming up at the end of the movement phase, and we're going to let the Scions do their thing.
So the guys on the on top of the landing pad just kind of consolidated together. Heavy guy just stood still, and the other guys kind of just grouped in around him. They're going to react to the two zombies that just showed up. Down on the streets or in the buildings, we have a we have the Tempester who has charged forward and charged Owen's guy who failed his charge. He can't do anything because he fell back, and then we had just a little bit of shuffling going on just to get into better positions. So we're gonna keep him here. Now we got to find out where the zombies are coming from. So it's gonna be randomized. We have 1 or 2 they're showing up from this one, 3 or 4 they're showing up from this one, and a 5 or 6 they're showing up from this one. So Owen is going to be moving 4 inches, his regular movement, from those sewer grates.
Okay, so we got 3, including the Zealot, the mulch dude. He's pretty far from the action, but you never know. Second one, we got 3 more zombies in the mid of the street. Then we got most of the, well, it was a pretty even split, but we got 4 zombies coming out of that. Super great. We're now entering the shooting phase for
Turn 3.
turn 3.
So I'm going to kick it off probably by dealing with some of the stuff on the platform here. So we'll start with the Voxcaster Scion is going to open up into this guy. I think he's going to nominate himself to give himself the
You can do that.
the extra shots. Yeah, 2 shots from here going at this guy. He's getting the +1 to hit, but he's at -1, so we're looking at 3s. So 3s, 1 hit, 4s because strength 3.
Oh,
wounds.
getting it.
Disgustingly resilient.
Making
He
it.
is. All right, so the next guy is going to be shooting at this one. He's your Zealot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 shots, half range. Yeah,
3s.
nothing. So 3s. Whoa.
Getting both.
Both get through, and we're looking for 4s. Both wound.
Uh-oh.
2 disgustingly resilient saves.
Making
Makes
1.
1.
So 1 goes through.
1 goes through. You want to roll a damage roll or an injury roll?
Yeah.
He's
good.
He's good. Takes
Flesh wounded.
Next is going to be the heavy gunner, or sorry, the gunner with the hotshot volley gun. He's going to open up. He's going to put 2 shots into your Zealot and 2 shots into the guy behind. So the 2 shots into the Zealot will be at no negative. Actually,
Nope.
No, but this guy, yeah, this guy's definitely obscured. So we're looking at 2 shots on the Zealot, looking for 3s. 1. Not going to use the command point. And looking for 3s. No! And I'm going to use a command point for that one.
Yeah.
No! 2 more shots into the other guy, so we're looking for 4s. 1 hit. And looking for 3s. 1 wound. And you are yep, disgusting resilient. Nope. And damage roll.
Dead.
Yeah, we're gonna use the heavy gunner first, firing into this lead guy right here. So we're looking at 4 shots. We're gonna pump all 4 shots into that one guy. So we're looking for 3s to hit because of half range, or there's no negative, there's no modifier. All hit, and we're looking for 3s to wound. 3 wounds. Oh, 2 wounds. Sorry. So 2 wounds go through on middle guy here. So 2 disgustingly resilient saves.
Making 1.
Making 1. And injury roll.
Another one down.
Gone. So now we're going to be doing, this Scion is going to be firing his 2 shots rapid fire into this guy right here. Looking for 3s?
Yeah.
No negatives. 2 hits. Looking for 4s to wound. Hopefully I roll that again. 1 wound. Disgustingly resilient.
Making it.
Good. Alright, now the plasma. We're going to use the stratagem to give him the +1 to hit. So he's hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Because he's a sniper. Oh,
Reroll 1s.
oh, thank God. Don't kill yourself. Alright, now we're looking for 2s to wound.
Yeah.
2 wounds and 2 damage apiece. So 2 disgustingly resilience each.
Dubs.
No.
Failing. Failing.
So
No,
4
you do.
damage rolls. So 2 and 2.
Yeah. Go
So
ahead, just pick the highest.
first 2.
He
He's
gone.
gone. We're moving on to the Tempestor. So he's firing his pistol. Yeah, in combat. So looking for 3s, and he misses. He's going to be nominated with the orders to be able to fall back and fire. So he's actually shooting at this guy right here. 2 shots, hitting on 3s, because half range. 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
Makes it. Because I have the initiative, this zombie's going to attack that guy.
All right.
We have 2 dice. We're hitting on 5s because we are a zombie. Making no hits.
So now I'm going to strike with the leader.
Yep.
He has 2 attacks plus 1 for the chainsword. So we're looking for 3 attacks with the chainsword, hitting on 3s. 2 hits. And strength of it's going to be 3 on toughness 3.
Yep.
So looking for 4 plus. Nothing.
Oh. Let's attack with the Poxwalker back at him. Hitting on 5s. Ooh. Command point. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that hit roll. Getting it.
Oh!
Okay, so 2
Strength
attacks.
3, toughness 3, so
yeah.
for 4s.
First wound here. Making 1 wound.
Not good.
1 whatever save.
So save is a 4 plus?
Yep.
And he's
We still got a Scion to fight that guy. 1 attack hitting on a 4.
hits!
Wounds on a 4.
Come on. Oh, he wounds!
Getting himself out of combat. Disgusting resilient.
No.
Yes. Is he dead?
Find out what happens.
Oh, he's good. He's flesh
mortal
wounded.
flesh wound.
So, nerve tests. Basically, I'm going to just see if the zombies crumple and die. They are wounded. They are fragile. So, we're going to start with the Zealot up top. He took a flesh wound from a gun there. He has leadership 4. All the zombies do. So, on a 4 or lower, he's good.
Yes.
Yeah. So, on a 4 or lower, looking for that. He's good. And then this flesh wounded zombie here in combat, on a 4 or lower, he is good. He is
He's
good.
good.
Okay.
And that's it. And we're on to turn 4.
Turn 4!
Whew, 9.
Ah!
Okay, so movement phase. I think the initiative was super clutch for the zombie hordes this time. I am trying to keep the role playing to a classic degree, and we're just advancing as hard and fast towards the Scions as we can, and they're getting swarmed. It's just the zombies are just all over them on all sides, but you know, only in combat with maybe 5 of them, 6 of them. So there's a lot of targets for the Scions to shoot at still. But a lot of them are in combat at this point. Yeah, we got a big mess of guys here in the middle. It's going to be a big mosh pit for a turn. This is the Wounded Zealot, who's managed to stay alive up here, charged 2 dudes, and made it into combat unscathed. It's attracting more zombies around the base of the drop deck, so they're all coming up. Still got my leader back in the stronghold here. No reason they couldn't shoot him either, but... hold up, I might use a tactic right now, just because I can. Okay, so I'm going to use the tactic Cloud of Flies. Use this tactic at the end of the movement phase. Pick a model from your kill team. Until the end of the battle round, enemy models can only shoot that model if it's the closest target visible to them. I left my leader kind of in the open there, so he's extra stinky. He's got some flies going on around him. And you're not able to see through the haze of disease that is inside the comms building. So
He charged into combat with this guy right here. Meanwhile, Heavy Gunner fell back out of combat to here. And that pretty much sums up my entire movement phase. And now we're moving on to the shooting phase. So, you ready? Mm-hmm. Alright, so we're going to go start off with the... it's literally coming down to this roll. So he's going to issue an order for him to be able to fall back and shoot. He's firing 2 shots at this guy, 2 shots at that guy.
clear the doorway.
Yeah, try to. So he's trying to open fire and just kind of mow down the 2 guys that are in the way. So we're going to start off with 2 shots on the lead guy.
Getting a hit.
And I can't, yeah, no. Wounds.
What's the damage on this?
Just 1. Of course. Alright, so then the other 2 shots are going through onto this guy right here. Yeah, we have to resolve the order immediately. So, 2 shots, 2 hits. And looking for 3 swings. 1 wound.
No.
So what happens?
Flesh wound.
Alright. I don't think I'm going to make it inside, but the plasma is going to The plasma's going to open up. I'm going to use... yeah, so he's using command point on him to hit on 2s. Okay, so 1 shot on the lead guy. Hits. Wounds. And 2 disgustingly resilience. Nope. Yeah, sorry, 2 damage rolls.
So pick the highest out of 2 dice.
He's dead. Lead guy, yeah.
That's my combat specialist.
And the next one is going on that guy, so looking for 2+, rerolling 1s. Hits. Wounds.
2 damage?
2 damage.
No. 2 damage.
2 damage.
It's on a 3. He dies because he has a flesh wound already.
Yeah, correct. He's dead.
He's dead.
Hold up. Your charge is first. You choose a charge first. Or...
Who did you charge with?
I charge with this guy right here.
Okay. In that case, we'll start with the medic. 2 attacks on the commander, hitting on 5s. No hits.
This guy's going to attack here.
Yep.
1 attack. And he misses.
For just ease, we're going to use these 3 zombies that remain because they all charged. We just have 6 dice hitting on 5s. 1 hit.
And wounding on 4s.
Wounding on 4s.
Nope.
Reroll that. Command point, reroll that.
Nope.
Damn it.
So, well played. Not that you don't have enough there, Owen.
So, because he's a zealot, he has +1 attack, +1 strength. So he's got 3 attacks. Hitting on 6s, because he's flesh wounded. I'm going to also spend a command point to do the zealot tactic, so if he does end up hitting on a 6, it explodes into another hit that he has to make a roll for. So this is like some orc stuff right here. This is just belief.
So he's hitting on
6s. So,
1, 2 hits.
God, 2 hits. But that's
turn
2 more.
into 2
I have to roll 2 more 6s. Yeah. And
oh my god.
One. I know I didn't declare that I split them,
Who do
so
you want to...
we're just gonna do
heavy
one on
makes
each,
sense anyways.
one on each, and then
The gunner?
if you're gonna let me, yeah. I was just gonna say on a 1, 2, 3, it's on that guy. It's not, so it's on that guy.
So it's
Yeah.
all gunner. Just say all 3 on gunner.
Why?
Oh, if you don't want
2 and 1.
Okay, cool. So 1 on him, 2 on them?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 on the gunner.
So 2 on the gunner.
Looking for
3s. Because plus his strength, because he's a zealot.
on the charge.
So getting both.
Yep.
2 4-ups. Oh no.
Oh, 1 goes through, 1
goes
injury
through.
roll. Oh. Do I want to command
You can
point that?
spend a command point to
Yeah, I do.
that.
He's
Yes,
good.
he's flesh
Flesh
wounded.
wounded.
Now the other guy. Okay, what's the other guy?
So the other guy's... Yeah, now you're rolling the wound on
Him
him.
to 3 wounds.
Nope.
No, and you spent your reroll, so injury roll.
And he's dead.
He's dead, and I'm going to spend a command point. Nurgle's Gift. Use this tactic after a poxwalker from your kill team takes an enemy model out of action in the fight phase. Roll a d6. On a 4+, you may set up a new poxwalker within 1 inch of the poxwalker that made the attack. The new poxwalker is treated as a member of your kill team, but is not part of a fire team. Is not added to your command roster. So on a 4-up, he becomes a zombie. It's kind of dumb, but I'll take it.
And there's another guy. There's another zombie. All right, so now we're on to my non-charge combat. Who did you not?
So I still haven't hit with him. He's still charged.
He got charged. Yeah.
But I also did charge
Yeah, you
with
haven't
him.
charged back with him.
So 2 attacks on that guy, yeah?
Yeah,
I
sorry,
made my
'cause
charge.
I fell
It
back.
was
No, I
successful.
fell back.
You fell back, but then you charged him. So does he
Yeah.
still count as charged?
Yeah. I think
Hitting
so.
on 5s.
If we're wrong,
1 wound.
correct us. He's good.
He's good.
And now my Sergeant Tempester is fighting back, so 3 attacks. I'm going to direct them all on this guy right here.
Cutting his way out. I see what he's going for.
Try. Looking for 3s. 2 hits.
4s.
4s.
Oh no.
Nothing.
A chainsword.
No. And that is the end of, I believe, the end of turn 4. Forgot. Oh yeah, never mind. We got morales.
I'm going to do it on my zealot first. I have a flesh wound up here. I have to roll a 4 or lower. Otherwise, he dies. On a 4 or lower, he's good. He's good. And then we have a flesh wound down here. So on a 4 or lower, he's good because he's a zombie. He's also good. Now we do have a flesh wound up here.
Yeah.
You do have +1 to this roll because there's a dead guy out of action.
Yeah, and also the comms.
The what?
The Foxcaster.
You can re-roll it.
Yeah, it's reroll, not nerve test. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's always
On the
re-roll.
battlefield.
Yep, so he's good. So you can re-roll this.
He's good.
He's good. A natural roll of 1 is good anyways. Now we're in turn 5.
Turn 5. Ken.
Actually,
Ken.
what?
Turn 5!
Initiative phase. My favorite phase.
I'm gonna, like, yeah. I'm gonna go crawl into a hole if I lose this. Double 6!
An
You
8.
still got a 7.
8.
8, yeah, Jesus.
Yes!
A 10. A 10.
Yes!
Scions, they've finally decided that they must act.
Ah!
Alright, let's do it.
Super happy that I won the initiative because it was pretty much, I think it was a game if I hadn't. Still don't know if it's for sure, but we're gonna find out very shortly. So the gunner actually advanced. I rolled a 2, and then I used a command point and rolled a 6. So he's booking it. He shot 6 inches in and then 6 inches over. The plasma gunner, the sniper just walked in the doorway and he's taking a look at the command or the leader of Owen's kill team as well as buddy that's just chilling beside him, and everybody else just sat still because they're either locked in combat. They're all locked in combat. Everybody's locked in, so there's going to be a lot of getting bogged down by just a boatload of zombies. So. We'll see how the rest of this goes. It's going to be kind of interesting to see if we can get a decision in this turn or the next.
Okay, everybody, the zombies have just charged everybody. You know, that leader's looking like in a bad spot. These zombies are all piled in on this dude. This rest of the game doesn't really matter. The fact that Adam kind of got through and ran really fast at the start of the shooting phase, he's going to get an
reroll, man. He's rolling that 6. That's what did it.
He's going to get
and winning the initiative. That's
winning the initiative and getting the tactical reroll. I think is going to get him to the comms relay. So even though it was looking bleak all the way up till now for the Scions, I think they might have this in the bag. I think they'll get to the comms relay and be able to send the message.
So the Tempestor being drowned by zombies, just like they're dragging him down. He's getting bogged down. And he screams at the top of his lungs to the heavy gunner, "Run! Just run!" And gunner just books it, rolling a measly 2. But then I guess the inspiration of the voice made him re-roll, and he rolled a 6. And now we're using the voice of command ability, and it does not require line of sight. Just says within 12 inches, which he is, to use move. Which at the beginning of the shooting phase essentially allows him to make another advanced move, and it actually specifies advanced move in the rule. So don't be mad at us if we got this wrong, because it is not clear at all, and it's probably something that needs to be FAQ'd. But the advanced move means that I roll a d6 and add it to my normal move phase, or move characteristic, which means it's basically d6 plus. So we're going to do the roll, find out how far he goes, and this could be it. And because this is also being done in the shooting phase, I can use another command reroll to reroll this as well. And it's a 5, which is going to give him a movement of 11, which is going to definitely get him in.
And that's it. That's game. All right, well, what a game that was. You know, just when the hope was starting to fade, a window of opportunity opened and the Scions jumped in on it.
The scenario was so stressful
Yeah.
for like. I don't know if it was like that for you because you're,
No.
because you're just moving mobs and yeah. For me, it was like just trying to squeeze through that door frame. And to be honest, if you hadn't played as thematically as you did, like if you had chose to just like heavily bog down that choke point, that door, and just like amass everything on that door frame,
Yeah.
that was inside, and just you kind of did, but it was because you came
It was
out
just
in
the way it
waves.
was moving, yeah.
Yeah, but as guys got to the door, you had them continue out instead of like holding it down, and you did that because you wanted to be thematic. So if you hadn't done that, I think it would have been a completely different game also. But yeah, it was stressful. It was like trying to make decisions on the fly as to how I could get like push my way through, and then the dice were like I rolled okay. And I think you rolled okay as far as rolling.
I was looking for 5s and 6s pretty much all game.
As far as rolling a whole bunch of 5s and having so many, models to attack with, but not,
Attack.
not doing,
well.
not doing a lot of damage. So I think it was really thematic. It felt like, to me, it felt like I was getting like just swamped, and it was like every turn, every time more got into it, it felt like it was getting more and more like the stress was building. It was like, I'm not going to be able to break through. There's no way that I'm going to make it out of here. And then that just
window of opportunity.
It was that one.
Yeah.
It was that one initiative roll, winning that turn 5 initiative, and being able to make that advance roll, get through, and then the voice of command, which I forgot for the first 2 turns.
First turn didn't matter so much because the first turn was just kind of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have probably
could have got a guy to the door
yeah.
earlier to open the door or something before your guys maybe could, or something like that.
But yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
We forget rules. This is a very rules-heavy game with about 600 references of FAQs that you got to now follow. But welcome to the Game Workshop world. So that's what it is.
And I think for the scenario, I think it kind of played out the way that we imagined it would.
Yeah.
I think if you had like we said, if you bogged down the door, it would have been over. So
I think tactically, like if we have the overhead camera, we can look at stuff. Some of the doors that I just left open probably could have been closed, right? Like I probably could have closed this. I probably could have closed that and just like made it really difficult. But the zombies weren't necessarily playing a tactical game. Yeah, like they were just.
It was just.
I wanted to kill something. I only managed to get rid of one dude, but I know 5 ups to hit is pretty hard with a strength 3 model. So,
but that's how it feels. Like that's how I think a zombie kind of
horde would be.
It would just be bogging them down and drowning them in just bodies, not necessarily actually killing them, but just like drowning them in rotting flesh. So you did a good job of making it feel like that's what was happening the entire game. So thank you, man.
Try. That was a fun game, man. It was good. And we're going to continue with part 2 of this scenario. So we got the kill team aspect down. We're now going to translate the events that happen here into a full-scale battle report.
So the second scenario, what's going to play out is essentially what was at cost in this game. 500 points advantage of Astartes Space Marines showing up to assist the Inquisition in the full-scale battle report. So now they've sent out the beacon, they've sent out the distress signal, so as the Death Guard are kind of converging on the main Inquisition force, which is out in the wildlands outside of the city, we have a group of Astartes that are going to be responding and being able to jump in and hopefully help. In the second scenario, you'll have an advantage of never-ending Poxwalkers. So every time a Poxwalker unit gets wiped out, they're just going to keep coming back onto the board. And we'll talk more.
We're going to talk about it a little more when we post the video about it. But it's going to be similar to kind of a narrative style mission. It's not going to be less focused on like tactical objectives or maybe objective control, and more just about the storyline and the actual combat between the 2 armies. So stay tuned for that.
Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for joining us.
Sponsored by
Space Wolves?
Thanks for watching Anvil of War Gaming, guys.
And have a happy Halloween. Are we rolling?
We've been rolling the whole time.
Ah!
Okay.